Welcome into WMAR News at 5. I'm Jeff Morgan. The cleanup continues in parts of Baltimore City and County after an EF1 tornado ripped through the area Friday night. WMAR News' Elizabeth Worthington is live along the tornado's path of destruction in Canton. Elizabeth, what's going on there?
Yeah, Jeff, so in Canton Waterfront Park, officials from the National Weather Service were actually out here over the weekend as part of their ground survey, and they took note of some of this damage that's still very much visible here on Monday afternoon. Some uprooted trees, snapped branches still strewn about the park here, standing in pretty stark contrast to what is a beautiful day here in Canton. But just next door, in the next lot over from the park, it was a pretty scary night at the gym as the storm passed through as people were inside just working out. The team at Merritt Clubs Canton got to see how they'd fare in an emergency. On Friday, a tornado ripped through Boston Street, tearing part of the roof off the gym.
The outpouring of support that we've seen from our members on our social posts have been tremendous, and our team, they reacted calmly. Our members, no one's, I don't think, seen something like this in Baltimore City before.
A sign posted on the entrance of the gym says the building is condemned, but staff say don't let that scare you if you're a member here.
That's only a word that they use, that the building can be occupied. The building has been re-inspected, and there's been no structural damage. So we have crews working on site to make this repair quickly, and we expect the club to open back again in a very timely manner.
And at Canton Waterfront Park, downed trees still littered the area Monday afternoon. Landscapers were working to clear the debris. And even places that weren't in the tornado's direct path were not immune to Mother Nature's wrath.
I just looked out the window and rain was coming sideways. There were chairs going down the street. It was crazy.
At Bethany's Bakery in Cockeysville, power was out for 11 hours. Might not seem that long, relatively speaking, but for her business, that's precious time.
We are probably at least 5 or 6 trash bags full of spoiled food or food that just isn't safe to be serving anymore. We are still taking inventory. We pretty much had to, the next day we baked off everything that we could that was in our freezer. That was still good, but everything in the walk-in was pretty much done, and we are still trying to come up with a total number.
She was still able to fulfill all of her orders this weekend and is very ready for a nap. As the cleanup continues and damages are assessed, people who live and work in the path of destruction are just grateful nobody was hurt.
Lives can't be replaced, buildings can, so we're very thankful.
And this all happened crazy fast, Jeff. So according to the latest information from the National Weather Service, they had the tornado touching down on Friday around 5:50 p.m. in Federal Hill and then passing through Canton and Dundalk, lifting out of the area by about 6 o'clock. So just about 10 minutes of destruction.
That's right, Elizabeth. So we remember tens of thousands of people were without power on Friday. What are those outages looking like now?
Yeah, so at some point there was 74,000 customers, according to BGE, that were impacted by this storm. They got most of the power back on for most of their customers last night. As of 6 o'clock this morning, there were still 600 some customers without power. They've been able to get that number down slightly to about 460, but they're hoping by the time you all wake up tomorrow, you should have power back on. In Canton tonight, Elizabeth Worthington, WMAR 2 News.